Hi, welcome to English Grammar in Use. Short videos from Cambridge University Press to help you improve your English. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to be looking at the past continuous. We use the past continuous when we want to talk about an action in the past at a certain time, an action that had started but not finished. Let's look at an example. Yesterday, Karen and Jim played tennis. They started at 10 o'clock and finished at 11:30. So, at 10:30, they were playing tennis. They were playing means they were in the middle of playing. They hadn't finished playing. Was or were plus a verb with ing is the past continuous. For example, I was playing, she was doing, you were working, and so on. I was doing something means that I was in the middle of doing something at a certain time. The action or situation had already started before this time, but hadn't finished. For example, this time last year, I was living in Brazil. Or, what were you doing at 10 o'clock last night? Let's compare the past continuous and the past simple. Remember, the past continuous is I was doing, and the past simple is I did. The past continuous is used when we want to talk about being in the middle of an action. For example, I was walking home when I met Dan. This means I was in the middle of walking home. The past simple is used when we want to talk about an action or situation that has been completed. For example, I walked home after the party last night. This means I walked all the way home, so the action was completed. We often use the past continuous and the past simple together to say that something happened in the middle of something else. For example, it was raining when I got up. Or, I hurt my back while I was working in the garden. But we use the past simple to say that one thing happened after another. For example, I was walking along the road when I saw Dan. So I stopped and we had a chat. Now let's compare two examples. When Karen arrived, we were having dinner. This means we had started having dinner before she arrived. When Karen arrived, we had dinner. This means Karen arrived, and then we had dinner. It's important to remember that some verbs, for example, know and want, are not normally used in the continuous. For example, I was enjoying the party, but Chris wanted to go home. We don't say, Chris was wanting to go home. Hi, welcome to English Grammar in Use. Short videos from Cambridge University Press to help you improve your English. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to be talking about the past simple. We use the past simple to describe an action or event in the past that has been completed. Let's look at some examples. This is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He was an Austrian musician and composer. He lived from 1756 to 1791. He started composing at the age of 5 and wrote more than 600 pieces of music. He was only 35 years old when he died. Lived, started, wrote, was, and died are all past simple. Very often, the past simple ends in ed. For example, I work in a travel agency now. Before that, I worked in a department store. Laura passed her exam because she studied very hard. The police stopped me on my way home last night. Worked, passed, studied and stopped are all regular verbs, but many verbs are irregular. Past simple irregular verbs do not end in ed. For example, the past simple of write is wrote. Mozart wrote more than 600 pieces of music. The past simple of see is saw. We saw Tanya in town a few days ago. The past of go is went. I went to the cinema 3 times last week. The past of shut is the same. Shut. It was cold, so I shut the window. In questions and negatives, we use did and didn't plus the infinitive. I enjoyed. Did you enjoy? I didn't enjoy. She saw. Did she see? She didn't see. They went. Did they go? They didn't go. An example of a conversation would be, did you go out last night? Yes, I went to the cinema, but I didn't enjoy the film much. In these next examples, do is the main verb in the sentence. We say, what did you do at the weekend? We don't say, what did you at the weekend? We say, I didn't do anything. We don't say, I didn't anything. Finally, let's look at the verb be. The past of am, is, and are is was, and were. Take a moment to look at this. Pause if you need a little longer. For example, I was angry because they were late. Hi, welcome to English Grammar in Use. Short videos from Cambridge University Press to help you improve your English. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to be comparing the present continuous and the present simple. We use the present continuous, also called the present progressive, for things happening at the time of speaking, or around the time of speaking, when the action is not complete. We use the present simple for things in general, or for things that happen repeatedly. To help explain the difference, let's compare 2 questions. For the present continuous, what are you doing? And for the present simple, what do you usually do at weekends? Now let's compare 2 statements. For the present continuous, the water is boiling. And for the present simple, Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. We use the continuous for temporary situations and the simple for permanent situations. For the present continuous, I'm living with some friends until I find a place of my own. And for the present simple, my parents live in London. They have lived there all their lives. Let's also compare I always do and I'm always doing. I always do something means I do it every time. For example, I always go to work by car. We don't say I'm always going to work by car. I'm always doing something has a different meaning. For example, I've lost my phone again. I'm always losing things. When we say I'm always losing things, it means I lose things very often, perhaps too often, or more often than normal. So if I say, you're always playing computer games, I mean that you play computer games too often. Or, you are never satisfied. You're always complaining. Means that you complain too much. Hi, welcome to English Grammar in Use. Short videos from Cambridge University Press to help you improve your English. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to be looking at some of the different ways we use the present continuous and the present simple. You'll find some of our other videos about this subject online, so look out for those too. We use the present continuous, also called the progressive, for actions and happenings that have started but not finished. For example, they are eating, it is raining, and so on. However, some verbs such as know and like are not normally used in this way. We don't say, I am knowing, or they are liking. We say, I know, and they like. Let's look at some verbs that are not normally used in the present continuous. Like, want, need, prefer. Know, realise, suppose, mean, understand, believe, remember. Belong, fit, contain, consist, and seem. We say, I'm hungry. I want something to eat. We don't say, I am wanting something to eat. Or we say, Anna doesn't seem very happy at the moment. We don't say, Anna isn't seeming very happy at the moment. The verb think can be used with the present continuous or the present simple, but it's the meaning of think that makes the difference. For example, when think means believe or have an opinion, we do not use the continuous. We say, I think Mary is Canadian, but I'm not sure. Or we say, what do you think of my plan? Which means, what is your opinion? But when think means consider, the continuous is possible. For example, Anna is thinking of giving up her job, which means she's considering it. For the verbs see, hear, smell, and taste, we normally use the present simple and not the present continuous. For example, we say, "This room smells. Let's open a window." We don't say, "This room is smelling." We also often use can with see, hear, smell and taste. For example, "I can hear a strange noise. Can you hear it?" For the verbs look and feel, you can use the present simple or the present continuous to say how someone looks or feels now. For example, we say, "You look well today." But we also say, "You are looking well today." We say, "How do you feel now?" But we also say, "How are you feeling now?" But if you're talking about things that happen repeatedly, use the present simple. For example, "I usually feel tired in the morning." We don't say, "I'm usually feeling tired in the morning." Hi, welcome to English Grammar in Use. Short videos from Cambridge University Press to help you improve your English. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to be talking about the present continuous, also called the present progressive. The present continuous is used in several ways, so let's look at some examples and I'll explain. This is Sarah. Sarah is in her car. She is on her way to work. She is driving to work. This means that Sarah is driving now, at the time of speaking. The action is not finished. The present continuous is the auxiliary verb be plus a main verb with ing. For example, I am driving, she is working, they are doing, and so on. The present continuous is used when something has been started but hasn't finished. For example, "Please don't make so much noise. I'm trying to work." This means I'm trying to work now and I haven't finished yet. A common use of the present continuous in English is when we say, "What's going on?" which means, "What's happening?" For example, "What's all that noise? What's going on?" Sometimes the present continuous is used when the action isn't actually happening at the time of speaking. Here's an example. This is Steve. Steve is talking to a friend on the telephone. He says, "I'm reading a really good book at the moment." Steve isn't reading the book now. He means he's started it, but he hasn't finished yet. He's in the middle of reading it. Another way you can use the present continuous is with words describing a period of time around now. Words such as today, this week, and this year. For example, "You're working hard today," or "The company I work for isn't doing so well this year." Finally, let's look at how the present continuous can be used for changes that are happening around now, especially with these verbs. Get, change, become, increase, rise, fall, grow, improve, begin, and start. For example, is your English getting better? Or, the population of the world is increasing very fast.